Hey there, welcome back to a new video from me. Today we are going to be doing a full face of first impressions. It's been a minute since I've done one of these on my channel, but I have a ton of new makeup that I'm excited to test out with you guys. Some new hyped up products we're gonna be trying out. And so basically it's going to be a full face of first impressions. So why don't we go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, so I literally grabbed this crate and I put everything in here. So I have a ton of new releases that we're gonna be trying out. First off, like the main star of the show is the new Pretty Fresh line from Colourpop. I have some of their tinted moisturizers. I also have the setting spray, the primer. We have the new Huda Beauty liner that is supposed to be an amazing like stay all day kind of liner. So we're gonna be trying that out. I also have some new fun eyeshadows from Lorac and some new lippies. I'm just excited to test everything out. So why don't we go ahead and get started. So I do have from Colourpop, like I said, the Pretty Fresh. So they sent over the Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. So here's what that one looks like right here. So I'm gonna use that as my primer for my base. So we have this lovely friend who decided to show up last night. So that's always exciting. I think I'm gonna do like 2 pumps, a little bit comes out, and try this. So it's supposed to be like a hydrating primer that obviously has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's gonna help with your skin. Has a nice scent. It actually smells like coconut, like a tropical coconut. It kind of reminds me of the same scent that's in the, why can't I think of what it's called, the Soul Body. It kind of reminds me of that smell. So applying it on our face, it feels pretty good. It feels a little bit tacky, but it does feel pretty hydrating. I like a little tackiness in my primers because it means that it's going to help make the foundation or whatever we're applying over top of it kind of adhere to it. So Colourpop did send me 3 different shades in their new tinted moisturizer. So I have the shade medium 12, medium 11, and medium 10. So 10 is neutral, 11 is neutral, and then 12 is warm. So they did send me those 3. I think for me, I'm probably going to be the 10 neutral. I still think the medium might be a little dark. I might be more towards the light, but we will go ahead and see. So here is what the packaging on that one looks like. It does have a pump, which I think is nice. There's also a lot of products in here. How much is in this? It has 1.45 fluid ounces. So definitely, like I said, a lot of product. Why am I putting it on my hand like this? A lot of product is in here. And yeah, this is gonna be quite dark. And this is the lightest color that they sent over. So we'll kind of just have to make it work. We'll have to lighten it maybe with a little with concealer. But I do so far like the packaging. I wish that they would have their regular foundation in this packaging, like their no filter, because I feel like I really don't love the packaging of, you know, filter. It kind of has that like that bottle. I just feel like it makes a mess. So yeah, this is a little bit dark for me, but we are gonna make it work. So it's a tinted moisturizer. So obviously you're not gonna get like a full coverage look with this, but we'll kind of see what kind of coverage it gives us. I am just using a sponge to apply it. It doesn't feel heavy or anything. It's gonna be hard because this color match is so off. It's really, really orange. Hopefully it's not as orange as it's looking on my monitor, but for me it looks pretty orange. So this is with a decent amount of it on. This is the coverage that we're getting. Let's go ahead and move on to the other side here. See how it kind of works with covering up this little guy. I don't typically use tinted moisturizers too much in the winter time. I use them in the summer. So I think it's kind of odd that this is coming out like more towards like the fall. I think this would be better for like a summer release. So there it is, almost with this full pump. I'm gonna add some of it down my neck because we have it pretty non-matching right now. So coverage wise, it looks okay. I still feel like I could use a little bit more coverage for what I prefer with some tinted moisturizers I have are, you know, they're like tinted moisturizers, but they also have like a decent amount of coverage to them. So that's kind of more what I prefer. I don't think that this is meant for that though. I think it's meant to be more of a lighter coverage. So, I mean, you kind of got to take it for what it is. But I think for the summertime, this would look really pretty. I am going to, however, add another pump and see if we can't build it up just so we know, like, if we could use this more as like a decent coverage foundation or not. There we go. Maybe I don't love that packaging because that took quite a bit to get it out. Okay, so I'm going to add a second layer and see if we can't build this up. That's definitely adding quite a bit more coverage when I am applying a second layer. It doesn't seem to be like feeling any more heavy or anything like that. Okay, so for concealer, I'm gonna be using the Iconic London. This one is called their Seamless Concealer. I have tried this a few other times, but I'm still kind of trying to get my feel for it to see how I like it. So I am gonna use this one because like I said, I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not, but it does have decent coverage on it. I really like the applicator too. This is the first concealer product that Iconic London has come out with. If I were to compare it to another concealer, just like within the first few tries that I have tried it, I kind of feel like it reminds me a little bit of the one from Dewy, their concealer, just like the consistency of it, and it has really good coverage. I do like this wand a little bit better though than the Dewy. It just has a bit of bend in it. That's what I prefer when it comes to my concealer, so I'm gonna add a little bit to this one here. The shade that I have in this one is beige. So I know it comes, I think, in like 12 different shades, so it's not the biggest shade range. So hopefully they're gonna come out with more shades in it because I don't feel like 12 is obviously not enough. And I don't think everyone will be able to find their shade in this, but I'm hoping we'll come out with more. So as you can see, it gives a really nice finish to your under eyes, and I don't notice it like caking or anything like that, but I will continue to let you guys know how I feel about it as I continue to try it. But actually with a layer of that, it looks pretty good. I feel like we're having a little bit of orangeness sticking in our eyebrows. My skin does feel really tacky though, like really tacky. So if you are someone who doesn't like that kind of finish, you're definitely gonna want to set this because it feels like really sticky. Like I could probably just go like this and it would like swipe it off. So for me personally, this is definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna have to set my face because this would just smear right off of me. For setting powder, I'm using the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear. This is their loose setting powder. This actually reminds me a lot of the new one from Urban Decay. I think the packaging is what reminds me so much of it because it kind of opens the same way. So I've been using this one for my under eyes and also been using this one to set my face as well. And it seems like a pretty good powder. So I am actually gonna add some of this to my face as well just to set this in place because it does feel really sticky right now. So we're gonna just do a quick layer of this over top. Might give us a teensy bit more coverage, but I feel like it definitely needs to be set because if I leave this on unset, it's gonna be a mess throughout the day. It definitely will slide around on me. So we're gonna set it in place. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did put a decent amount of powder on already, but I still feel like my face is very sticky. I don't know if it's because I added 2 layers because it didn't feel as sticky with the first layer. So I don't know if that's the reason why, but I'm really going pretty heavy now with the powder, which I don't always love to do. All right, so I'm gonna let that powder kind of just sit a second and we're gonna do our brows. So for brows, I actually got these sent to me. I did a campaign with Ulta for their 21 Days of Beauty and they did send me like each one of the products each day. And so the brow definers were on sale during the 21 Days of Beauty and it has been so long since I've used this product. Like honestly, I think I got one when it first came out, but I haven't had one since. And so I am gonna go ahead and try these out on my brows. I have 2 different colors. So I have the shade Chocolate, and then I also have the shade Dark Brown. So I think I'm gonna start with the shade Dark Brown on my tail, and then I'll use Chocolate, I think, for the front of my brow. I feel like with my hair like this, you can really tell how much of a difference this foundation is than my like scalp. But okay, so this one has the triangle tip on it. So I am actually just gonna kind of use that tip to go ahead and map out my brows for the tail. I can't believe it's been so long since I've tried this product, honestly. Like I said, I can't remember if I liked it or I didn't. Obviously it wasn't a favorite because I didn't ever repurchase it. But you know, if preferences change, my brows have definitely came a long way from what they used to be. So I may love this pencil now. So I'm kind of just mapping out my brows first, and then I'll lightly go in and start to film in. And then for the other shade, I'm gonna use that one just for the front of my brows. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the other color and use this one just for the front of my brows. I think this shade is lighter. I think it is. Okay, so this is really nice for like getting the front of your brows, this little triangle, because those look like really good brow strokes for like the front there. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this for the front of my brows. I actually really like it. I'm wondering if it's one of those pencils though that the more you use it, the more like the tip doesn't, you know, as precise. So I guess I'll see the more I use it, but I pretty much like the way they came out. I still feel like this color is a little bit off for me, but it's not horrible. So now that we got our brows done, I'm actually gonna move on to my eyes. So I'm just gonna go into the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, because for the eyes, we are going to try out the new Lorac Shadows and also the new Huda Beauty Liner. So because we're trying those out, I'm just quickly gonna work this bronzer into my crease. I actually didn't apply any base or anything. I'm kind of just using it a little bit to cover up my redness too. Okay, so Lorac sent over quite a few of these. These are their new shadows, and I can't see what they're called on the packaging. Hold on, let me figure out what these are called. So these are called their Luxe Diamond Cream Eyeshadows. And I think there was like 8 of them or so that they sent over, but I have 2 of the shades here. So I have the shade Suede, which is this really pretty like coppery shade. And then I also have this one here in Cashmere. It's a little bit more of like a gunmetal. So I think I want to go in with this one because this one looks really, really pretty. So I am going to use my finger. These look really buttery. I kind of feel like they remind me a little bit of the ones from like Marc Jacobs that everyone raves about, like just the looks of them. So I'm actually just going to sweep this across my eye using my finger, and it looks really pigmented. Feels nice, like it feels really creamy. And because it is a cream, we'll kind of see how it wears throughout the day if it creases. I guess I could have put down like a lid primer, but I kind of want to see what it does without one, just so I know. That is really pretty. And how easy was that? I have noticed that these are breaking though in the pan, because quite a few of them actually came broken. But I think they're one of those because they're almost like a putty. You can kind of like put them back in the pan. I don't think that's really going to be an issue. For liner, this is the brand new Life Liner from Huda Beauty. I'm excited to try it out. So on one side, you have the liquid liner. So if you twist it, this is going to be your liquid liner side. And then on the other side, we have the pencil. So this was one you can use like in your waterline, or if you like a pencil for your lid. So I'm first going to start with the liquid liner side. And I will tell you guys that I did swatch this on my hand, and it definitely stayed a lot. Like it stayed really, really good. I did rub it, like I had to let it dry, but once the liquid side dried down, like it wasn't going anywhere. I had to really scrub at it with my makeup wipe. All right, so I am gonna just go ahead and map out where we want our wing. This brush is a little bit larger than I'm used to, and that's gonna be a really long wing. Okay, well, we're gonna make it work. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just sweep this over my eye over here, and go ahead and connect this portion first, and then we'll begin on the rest of our eye. So it doesn't feel like too liquidy. I don't know how to explain it. Like a lot of times when I use a liquid liner like this on a brush, like it feels like you're just dragging liquid and it's like gonna, you know, spread all over your eye really easily. This one feels like you have a little bit more control. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be one of those ones you can put really close to the inner corner and it will dry down. Let's see. A lot of times liquid liner will transfer down, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I don't know if I love how fast it's drying down. Like I like to have a little bit more time to kind of like maneuver the product, because I feel like this wing is slightly getting out of control, like it's getting bigger by the second, but I'm not really having much time to, you know, work with the product before it's drying down. So that's like a good thing and a bad thing when it comes to wings. I definitely feel like it needs like some cleaning up over here. So let's try and put a Q-tip and see if we can't get a little bit of that like cleaned up. Okay, so it does seem like it's transferring a bit now. Hold on. I'm gonna add a little bit of the Lorac Shadow just to this tiny bit right here that we kind of messed up. Okay, then I'm gonna go over it a little bit with the gel because this might be easier to just... Okay, so I feel like that's probably as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna try and get this one to look the same, and then we'll try this one on our waterline. All right, so I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. I don't think they match that great, but we're gonna add the lashes, so that'll help a little bit. So first impression on the liquid side is I think it's really hard to work with. Like, this took me quite some time to even get this wing. It's definitely very black, but it's harder, I think, to layer, and my eyes do feel a little bit heavy, which normally doesn't happen. So I think that if you're going in, or you're someone who's like really good at like liquid liner and like one swipe and you're good, but if you're someone who needs to work at it a little bit more, I don't think that this will be the best for you. Just because I feel like it's not really easy to work with once you lay down that initial line, like trying to thicken it, it definitely feels heavy on my lid. So now I want to try out the gel side, and I'm going to add this side to my waterline, and then I'm also going to tightline with this as well. All right, so there's it on the lower. I do feel like it's kind of bleeding down a little bit. It's not too bad, but it is a little bit. I don't always love black on my waterline either. A lot of times I feel like it really closes my eye, but we are going to try out her new lash style. So this one is the Hoodie Lashes. They're definitely very, very dramatic. So we are going to try those out. So I'm going to apply those off camera, and then I'll be right back and we'll see how they end up looking. All right, so lashes are on. I did go ahead and add some bronzer too while I was waiting for them to dry. So they're definitely very, very dramatic. They're very spiky. It made the wings look a little bit better. So I got this in my BoxyCharm. This is the Ciate London Dewy Stick, and I have mine in the shade Glow. And I'm gonna try this out as our highlight. So it is a bit of like a liquid, like a cream highlight, but I think it will look really pretty on top of this moisturizer. So I'm gonna use this one as our highlight and hit this all the high points of my face. So for me, I don't always use a cream product over like powder, since we did powder our entire face. Some creams are okay over powder, and then other ones kind of separate the products. It's definitely giving us a sheen, but I do feel like a little bit over here it's kind of separating it almost. So let's just apply a little bit more just to give us a little something. I'll apply a little bit right here. And I think I almost want to add a little bit of this like to my inner corner, just to give us like a little inner corner highlight action. I'm gonna try this one from Winky. This is their whipped cream lip and cheek. This is such a weird product. Like, look at how fun this is. It's like a weird putty. I'm just not sure about this one. So we're gonna try this one as our blush. So I'm kind of going to just dot this on our cheeks and hope for the best. Oh gosh. This could just be a fail all around. So I don't know how I feel about that one. It definitely added a little bit of pinkness to our cheeks, but our face is just looking all sorts of glowy. We are gonna do our lip now. So I do have from Dose of Colors one of their liquid lipsticks. This one is a new shade to me. It's the Kiss of Fire. And then I also have from Thrive Causemetics. This is their Lip Fuller Lip Liner in the shade Maya. So I'm gonna start with the lip liner and apply this first, and then we'll go in with our liquid lipstick. All right, so we've got our lips lined with that, and then I'm just gonna go in with the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. So this, like I said, is a new color to me. I do love the formula. You're gonna apply this directly over top. I'm gonna go back in with the lip liner and just fill in any areas that we need a little bit more. All right, there is our lip done. And then the final step is we're gonna try the Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. This one is from Colourpop, and we're gonna spritz our face with this. Whew. All right. This smells so good. It smells just like coconut. I love the scent of this. I'm hoping it doesn't leave the little droplets. It's looking like it might, if you guys can kind of see. I hate it when setting spray does that, and I don't know why they do that. But we'll let it dry down and we'll see if it leaves droplets or not. I'm gonna try not to move my face. All right, so here is our final look. It doesn't look like it did dry down with any droplets, which is good. So let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts. I'm loving this lip combo right now. Definitely love the lip color. Lip liner worked perfectly with it. The Lorac Shadow I think is so pretty. It was so easy to use. It looks really foiled. All we did was put that bronzer in the crease, so I feel like it's really easy. I do really like that. I'm not loving the way my skin is looking. It's looking pretty oily to me. Like I mean, it has a bit of sheen to it, but it's almost like too much sheen. I think it's a combination of the foundation, but also I think it's a combination of the liquid highlight. I just think it gave us like a really dewy look that I don't know that I love. The liner, I think I've done better liner. This is looking a little crazy. For me, I feel like it was pretty hard to work with. I don't love the way it looks on the bottom either. Just not my vibe with liquid liner. I feel like it may work for you, but for me, I'm going to continue to try it out, but I don't think it's going to be a favorite of mine just because it does feel so heavy on the eyes and it's also quite hard to like get a wing with. The brow pencil I ended up really liking. I really like the way the brows turned out. I am going to continue to try out the foundation, the primer, and the setting spray, but the setting spray and the primer I did like upon first initial application. I want to try them out with a different foundation so I can kind of see how they wear throughout the day. The blush product is interesting. Again, I don't feel like I got a full like feel for it because I feel like we applied it on top of so many cream products that were already feeling kind of sticky, so I don't really know exactly. But you guys will have to leave a comment down below what you guys think of this makeup look. What do you think of the products you tested out? I will try to come back with a new video in a couple of weeks and give you guys my thoughts on the products once I've had a chance to test them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.